The competition between the US and China has gone digital, and the Western superpower isn't feeling too confident. Key intelligence figures think America is already losing a major cyber war after accusing Beijing of hacking deep inside Washington's security. This report now to RT's Marina Portnaya.
In January,
it is my pleasure to welcome President Hu to the White House.
Washington and Beijing were the A-list couple of geopolitics.
The positive, constructive, cooperative U.S.-China relationship is good for the United States.
In February, America's feelings are fleeting.
China unleashing its full spy power.
Let's return to the alleged link between China's military and a prolific hacking group.
Most cyber attacks are being carried out by teams inside the Chinese military.
China is officially out of control because don't look now, but proof today our sugar daddy is a thief.
Beijing became an overnight security threat last week after the American information security firm Mandiant identified a secretive Chinese military unit as the likely source of hacking against U.S. corporations, a charge China vehemently denies. However, as the U.S. refocuses its military from the Middle East to China's backyard, critics say it's no coincidence that Beijing is suddenly morphing into America's virtual al-Qaeda.
I think this is part of what Obama calls the Asia pivot, which is really a China pivot. And this cyber thing fits right into that pattern. I think what we're looking at is part of this Obama pivot to focus on China and to paint China as the new military threat to the world. It's a demonization of China.
Earlier this month, U.S. President Barack Obama signed an executive order aimed at strengthening America's cyber defenses.
We know hackers steal people's identities and infiltrate private emails. We know foreign countries and companies swipe our corporate secrets. Now our enemies are also seeking the ability to sabotage our power grid, our financial institutions, our air traffic control systems. We cannot look back years from now and wonder why we did nothing in the face of real threats to our security and our economy.
But according to reports, Washington is all too familiar with the offensive side of cyber war.
It's the U.S. who launches things like Stuxnet together with Israel to cripple certain Iranian technology capabilities.
In 2010, a computer virus known as Stuxnet infected Tehran's enrichment facilities, destroying nearly 1,000 of Iran's 6,000 centrifuges. According to reports, the virus, made entirely out of code, was a joint collaboration between the U.S. and Israel.
In terms of a Pandora's box, I think it will be slightly harder for the United States to adopt a position of purely defensive now. We've sort of made it clear that we're willing to use cyber in advance of our national interest.
While reports about China's alleged cyber attacks have dominated U.S. mainstream media, much less is being said about the Pentagon's decision to double down on its cyber war workforce, expanding from 900 to more than 4,500 employees. Experts say the move is indicative of Washington's evolving military strategy.
Every commander with whom I have spoken is convinced that the next major war will include a cyber component. It won't just be a traditional insurgency, bombing from aircraft, etc., ground troops, but the next war almost certainly will include a cyber component.
In the age of cyber war, friends can become foes by the click of a mouse. And some say in a very short time, relations between the U.S. and China over virtual espionage can resemble the long stalemate that took place with the Soviet Union during the Cold War. Marina Portnaya, RT, New York.